I worked at a golf course.
Yeah.
I worked at Hermitage Golf Course when my first jobs. Opryland, also Opryland Theme Park and Hermitage were my first two when you're young jobs. And we lived down the street from Hermitage Golf Course. We could never have played there. Growing up, it was expensive to play there. But then there's all these trees, and then the street we lived on. So I could walk down our street and then cut through these trees to get to the golf course. And I mean, it would look like just like a poor person's entrance into this golf. You know, like how we got to go in, just like through like I'm going like under a fence and thorns, and then you're like, hey, and you're just in a parking lot. And so I worked at Hermitage Golf Course, and we do driving range, pick up the balls, cleaning carts. I loved it. I get the idea. There's a lot of retired guys that work at golf courses, and I get it. I get it. Like they're just retired. You know, it's not like they need really any giant income coming in. Just they like to golf. They like to be around golf. And I mean, I totally get it. You just get carts. You go. You kind of help people out. You like helping people out. Tell them what to do. Like it's fun. And we worked there at the driving range. But I remember our driving range cart at Hermitage when we would pick it up. The carts, so it's metal fences all around you because people are hitting golf balls, you know, and while you're driving around. But the back of our thing wasn't metal; it was a net, and the net wasn't tied down to anything. So if a ball hit it, it just comes in. It doesn't fall; it stays in the net, but it just hits you. So you would just be getting hit all the time. You would have to make turns quick, because you just couldn't. Because you're like, I'm gonna get drilled.
They're trying to hit you too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't try to hit the cart now really anymore. I feel like it's a younger man's. Once you get older, you kind of get over it. But but you got some young kids out there. I mean, that's all they're trying to do. Like you just watch their body turn wherever you go. Like and they're trying to act like they're not. But you're like, I see you moving. I see you going. He's right. Why? I mean, no one is practicing at a range going, I'm going to go to the right side and the left side the whole time. They kind of pick a flag and that's what they're hitting at.
Yeah.
And they're just trying to drill you and you just whoosh. And when it hits, dude, you don't see it. It just and it just kind of goes. There's another driving range in Hermitage. They put a car out there.
Yeah.
Which that was a pretty good idea.
Yeah, I've been to that one.
Yeah. Just set a real car. Just put it in the middle of the driving range, and people just aim at that car, which is kind of fun. That kind of distract. That's like the red flag with the bull. If you're picking up range balls, you just got something else out there for all these maniacs to hit at. But I worked. I worked there. We had one cart break, almost went in the water, the lake. That was fun. We're trying to pull it up down this hill.
The brakes went out?
No, it's one of the stupider. You know, I do stupid things, but just dumb 16-year-old. The brake, it ran out of juice, and so it was down at the bottom of this hill. So we're trying to pull it up, and there's a lake, and so we tied just like a hose from one cart to the other hose.
Yeah,
and then both got in the first car and drove, which is like, why do you not one of us stay in the other car to just press the brake? But, you know, you're just 16. And so we both just get in the other car. And then, of course, it breaks because it's a hose.
Yeah.
And it's running down the hill. And I have to run next to it. And I get the wheel turned just enough to hit a tree.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it was just
in the lake.
Right in the water.
Oh, man.
I mean, just in the water. Yeah. Yeah. I loved it.
It's really a fun job to have at that age, man.
Yeah. It's a perfect, it's a job. Yeah. It's a job that I wish I would have stayed at it longer than I did. I was like 16. They used to have the LPGA out there in Hermitage, and I would carry the scorecard for that and stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Sara Lee Classic.
Yeah. So I always walked there. It was like it was great, and so we would do that. And then I worked at Opryland. I've never had real jobs. Like I worked in one office building. And we were on a sales team, and we would make sales calls, and they moved me down to the mailroom, and all my buddies stayed up in the top. So usually you move up from the mailroom.
You
start from the mailroom and go to the top, and I was at the top and then went to the bottom. I remember riding in the elevator, and then they open and they go, "You won't just work down here." And I went in, and the mail guy's like, "How you doing?" And then I just went and worked for him.
And where was this?
At Lifeway.
Yeah.
I used to, it was like out of high school, and you're supposed to do just sales calls.
Yeah.
And I just wasn't good at it, so they go, all right, and they moved me down to the mailroom, and I remember riding. It was a long elevator down. I mean, you're going the mailroom. Mailroom's not on floor 19.
Right.
You're going below
below
lobby.
B. Yeah.
You're going, what's down here? That's where the mail comes in, and you're going to be delivering it. And all my friends are at the top.
Oh man,
were you reading scripts for the sales calls?
I think so. I don't even really remember, but I think so. It was like reading scripts or whatever it was. But I just
I'd love to see you do that.
Yeah. Hello, please welcome or please call something. I don't know. I
you
don't
asked
even know.
them. You asked them over the phone how to pronounce the word.
Yeah. How you doing, Bargatze? I'm gonna come at you. How do you feel about this word?
How would you say this?
Oh, I'm trying to think. What's like a nice big word like to
Neanderthal?
Neanderthal, like just to go. These aren't the NE. I just start spelling it. They're like, "What's that?" You go, "What's that word?" They go, "Neanderthal." I go, "These aren't those times anymore."
Yeah, I was terrible.
That could be a good selling call, just to start spelling a word. If you just throw them off, they're like, "What's that?"
Yeah.
Do sales calls still work? People call. They call your phone all the time. Does that work?
That was my last job before I quit and went full time stand up. Was doing that. I made 0 sales in all the time that I worked at this company, but I made hundreds and hundreds of phone calls, cold calls to people.
Yeah.
And I never could get good at it because I'm sitting there thinking, if I were this guy, I'd be like so annoyed that this dude's calling me.
Yeah.
So I just I started to try to be like, they go, hello, and I go, hey, this is Aaron with this company. I'd love to just talk about like what you got going on over there. The guy's like, why?
Yeah.
I'm like, maybe see, I could sell you anything. He's like, no, we're not interested. I just couldn't figure out how to frame it. It's just I'm not. Some people are good at that.
Yeah.
To just cold call people. I could never separate myself. The company I worked at, they were even like, just say a different name if you want, and just like get in character. And I was like, I can't do that.
Separating yourself is a good way to put it. That is, I can't do that either. Like you can't. There's a lot of people that can, like, oh, I do like a different accent, and they like it's fun to them to be this character, and I can't. That separate yourself is there's the good analogy.
Yeah.
That sounds like something out of the back of a restaurant, and that's a really good analogy. You can't separate yourself because that's all I ever felt with all this stuff.
Yeah,
I'm me. Right. So whatever it's not a made up person asking you. It's me, and I feel like you're gonna be like you feel like the person's like gonna be like, come on, Aaron. I don't want to do this. And you go, I know, dude, they're making me. I'm sorry. I should never. I feel bad. Like, that's what you feel.
I always wanted to say that on a phone call. Like, listen, dude, like, I have to make this call. I don't care. I don't want to,
Yeah.